Hi, YouTube. My name is Brian, and I just first want to give an introduction as to why I started this channel. I basically started this channel to bring awareness to the Awakening Collective. Uh, and what I mean by the Awakening Collective is if you are consciously ascending, then I consider you to be a part of the Awakening Collective. So, my purpose in doing this work is to deliver messages from my higher self, who I have named TōKae. And the reason why I gave my higher self a name was to make the distinction between my higher self and my ego self. So understand that they are one and the same, and part of the ascension process is that they are merging together to create one personality, one entity, one. It's like mirroring heaven and earth, the divine masculine, the divine feminine. And those of you that are on this journey know exactly what I'm talking about. So these messages are here for you to integrate and to expand if they resonate. If they don't resonate, just leave it. So today's transmission is going to be about the law of attraction and vibration and how it relates to your expansion. So enjoy the transmission. Thank you. The thing we want you to know about the law of attraction and your vibration is similar to the knowledge of the law of gravity, in that it is not something that you necessarily manipulate or that you use. It is more an awareness of what is. The reason why the law of attraction is so popular right now is because more people are understanding that their lives are more than just religion or just physical or just just running on autopilot through their three-dimensional experience. And because more of the law of attraction and vibration is starting to resonate with individuals that it wouldn't have resonated with before, because humanity is beginning to expand. Therefore, their understanding and knowledge of the law of attraction is beginning to become more solidified as not a figment of the imagination, but something that is very real, very palpable, very, very measurable. So the thing we want humanity to take away from the law of attraction is to know it is not something that you are trying to manipulate or control or use to your advantage. The law of attraction is there for experience. The law of attraction is put in place for the purpose of expansion. If you didn't have the law of attraction, you would not expand. So understand that your vibration is directly linked to your expansion. That's why you experience things that are quote unquote good and bad, dualistic experiences, because your vibration dictates the law of attraction. Law of attraction dictates your experience. You could never have all good things and never any bad things, because you would never expand. And that's what this journey is about. It's about expansion. So a lot of people trying to use the law of attraction to manifest certain things. And what a lot of people are discovering is that that big manifestation, that really, really important manifestation, that manifestation that you've put on a pedestal, that you find it very hard to attain, that is the very thing that is propelling you, that is triggering you into your expansion. That is the very thing that is triggering you into your awakening. And so it's not a bad thing. That's the way it's supposed to be. So when you hear other teachers, coaches, channelers speak of the law of attraction and guiding you into a place of wanting and desiring your happiness, understand that that's also not a bad teaching. It's not, because humanity and the earth, or Gaia, is ascending. And so a byproduct of ascension is joy, happiness, all these high vibrational kind of feelings and emotions. But also understand that if you get into a place where you are becoming so fixated on changing your vibration in order to manifest something, that's where you're going to experience more discord, because your human experience is not there to only give you what you want all the time without any resistance. That's not what it's about. You can't have anything that you want. You can be anything that you want. You can experience anything that you want. That is always true. However, there is a process in that, because the thing that you want so bad is actually the thing that's teaching you that you don't need it, and you're still going to get it. So it's you knowing that you don't need it is actually the thing that's going to give it to you, because once you let go of the need, you can allow it to flow into your experience. So that is why your quote unquote big or important manifestations you're experiencing more resistance with those important manifestations, because you are learning how to detach. You're learning how to remain worthy in spite of the contrast. That's what this process is really about. You are creators. You are creator beings. But you really need to understand that the process of manifestation is not for you to tweak or manipulate your vibration or tweak or manipulate the law of attraction. That's not what it's about. It's about allowing yourself to go through the expansion as you call these desires into your experience. It's all about letting go. It's all about flowing. It's all about being like water. It's all about flowing with the universe and knowing that everything happening in your experience is guiding you to exactly the thing that you want. And you will, from time to time, experience some discomfort. But the discomfort is there to get you into a place of knowing your abundance. The discomfort is there to trigger you into a place of worthiness and self-love and unconditional love. And a lot of it is also learning how to stop judging yourself when you feel like you're not doing something right. So the problem with trying to use the law of attraction is you're putting too much pressure on yourself. And so when something doesn't work out the way you think that it should be working out, or it's not unfolding in the time that you think that it should unfold, or in the way that you think that it should unfold, you judge yourself and you almost victimize yourself. You get into that victim mentality that I'm not worthy, I should have this by now, I should be this by now, and it's not happening for me. That is the problem with trying to forcefully raise your vibration and use the law of attraction in order to manifest something that you want. We want you to approach it in a different way. We want you to be in full knowing and full understanding that the contrast that you're experiencing is due to the fact that you are being called to let go so that it can come into your experience. And we understand that that is very difficult to do when it's something that you have a tight grasp on. But understand your tight grasp is the very thing that is propelling you into your awakening. That tight grasp is the very thing that's triggering you into expansion, into self-love, into your worth, into your abundance. So your tight grasp is not wrong. Your tight grasp, you're holding on so tight because you're trying to expand. The bigger part of you realizes all the mechanisms required for you to expand. And if you're still holding on to something that you really, really, really want to manifest, and you're being triggered because it hasn't happened yet, or you don't think that it can happen or it will happen, that is due to the fact that you need to expand. You're being called to expand. So understand that when you find it difficult to let go of that big manifestation or that important manifestation and you're experiencing a lot of contrast, you are being called to expand, which you may go through some tears. You may go through some heartache. You may go through some frustration. You may go through some beating yourself up. It's all in place for you to expand. And the part of the expansion is the very thing that's going to allow you to receive it. Because once your vibration starts to rise to a place high enough to where you anchor in that self-worth, you will start to see those big manifestations flow into your experience more easily, more naturally, without you having an attachment to it. It doesn't mean that you're over it. It doesn't mean that you don't want it anymore. It just means that you're ready for it. And if that desire goes away or dissipates, that just means that you're completely detached, which is exactly where you need to be, because you always want to remain in a present moment. So trust us when we say, once it does flow into your experience, that kind of lack of desire for it is actually you just being ready to receive it. You're in a place where you won't sabotage it. And recognize that. Don't necessarily think when it comes to you that you don't want it anymore, because you tapped into a timeline and you were guided in the direction of it. You were guided to that future version of yourself. And that future version, once you already have something, you don't feel a need for it. Not necessarily you don't want it, you just don't feel like a need for it. You don't need something that you already have. And so once it finally flows into your experience, there may be a feeling of detachment. There may be a feeling of, do I still want this? Trust us, you do still want it. You do still want it. And we would recommend that you embrace it. You asked for it, and so you got it. And now enjoy it in the way that you're supposed to enjoy it, which is not feeling a need for it. Not feeling like if it goes away, you'll die. Not feeling like it has to be your everything. It's not supposed to be your everything. You are supposed to be your everything. And just know when it flows into your experience, it's there for your enjoyment. It's there for your pleasure. It's there for you to experience. And that's all anything ever is experience. That's why we never say no. We're not going to ever say no to something that causes you to expand. We're never going to say no to anything that gives you great, delicious life experience. Your higher self, your inner being, the God in you, whatever name you want to put on it, that life force, that soul is never going to tell you no for something that you want, because it's quote unquote not good for you. Your higher self doesn't believe that something is bad for you. Everything is there for your expansion, whether you see it good or bad. Everything is there for your expansion. Everything is there for your experience. Stop putting so much pressure on yourself. Stop trying to be so good that you can't experience some of the bad. It's all for your growth. If you get into something negative that you deem negative or others deem negative, or you're doing something addictive, or you're still being called to expand. You're still being called to expand and be better. You're not going to stay there. You're going in a place that is going to, the future version of you is of mind, of sound, mind, and body. Your future self is full of well-being. Your future self does not have addictive behaviors. Your future self does not have lower vibrational experiences, quote unquote, because the future self has embodied more of the higher self. So again, we say, do not judge yourself for wanting something that you are not sure is good or bad for you. Just want what you want, experience what you're going to experience, and expand. It's all right. There's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with the experience that you want. If you crash and burn, you'll rise from the ashes. We guarantee you that. So try to approach your manifestations from a place that is not so wrapped up in the use or manipulation of the law of attraction, or trying to manage or control your vibration to the point where you start to judge yourself constantly in a perpetual state of judgment. And understand that when you do experience discord in your vibration, when you can't let something go, when you're thinking about something habitually, morning, noon, and night, understand that you're calibrating to the very thing that you're trying to manifest. That's why you can't stop thinking about it. Just be aware of it. And understand that your tight energetic grip on the thing that you want is propelling you into expansion. It's triggering you into expansion. That's why when you see the contrast, you feel so messed up. You feel so bothered. You feel so uncomfortable. You feel so heartbroken. You feel so defeated. It's because that is triggering you into expansion. And when you ascend, when you elevate, you have to purge these old ways of being, these old negative patterns. In order to receive that big manifestation, you can't be in that negative, lackful mentality. You have to be in a place of abundance. And that's why some of the less significant things that flow more easily into your experience happen, is because you don't deem it difficult to attain. So then it's not, because you already feel worthy of it. I want these nice pair of jeans. Boom, there you go. However they flow into your experience. I want this nice purse. Boom, flows into your experience immediately, because it's not something that you deem difficult to attain. The object of that is already abundantly in your vibration. However, when there are things that you deem difficult to attain, you will experience more resistance. And here's the other part of how things flow into your experience is that some things, it's not that it's complicated for the universe to deliver, because it's not. But some things take more time depending on your relationship to that manifestation. Because if you're always being triggered into expansion, your higher self is going to take you on a journey that does just that. So it might be something that other people would say, oh, that's easy to manifest. But you're not experiencing any effortlessness. It's not easy for you. Well, why is it easy for them and not for me? Because you're being called to expand. They might be going through something. What might be easy for you to manifest might be more difficult for them to manifest. Your higher self knows how to expand you. So understand, it's not something that your higher self is doing to you. Don't get in the victim mentality of God is punishing me, or God doesn't want me to have, or God is saying no. Understand that it's always a yes. However, in order for you to receive that, you have to feel worthy of it. That's just point blank, period. In order to receive it, you have to feel worthy of it. And so again, these things that keep you kind of in this stuck vibration is the very thing that is causing you to expand. And you're going to receive it. And all this stuff is happening simultaneously. It's not that you need to feel so worthy that, you're going to have to try to anchor in a sense of worthiness for the next 10 years in order for you to get what you want. It's not that. It's just being in a better place than you are now. That's what it is. It's just being in a better place where you are now. A lot of the things that you want, that you feel are taking so long to come, are going to come before you know it. Whereas for a lot of you, you'll be like, oh my gosh, I wasn't expecting it so soon. I mean, I was waiting for it, but then I stopped waiting for it, but then it came actually sooner than I thought. And it's going to be like that, because when you start to solidify and anchor your sense of worthiness, that need to attain that big manifestation is going to start to dissipate. And so you'll focus on other things. You'll become distracted enough for the universe to yield it to you. So, you know, our message is that you understand the law of attraction is not something that you want to spend your time and effort trying to control or manipulate or use. Trying not to control your vibration in order to manifest. We're not saying that you'll never get there. Humanity will get to a place where you can definitely control and manipulate your vibration in order to call in certain experiences that experiences that are more desirable. But a lot of us just are not there yet. And that's okay, because again, you're expanding. You're right where you're supposed to be. You are right where you're supposed to be. Even when you feel like nothing's moving, nothing's happening, and you're frustrated, you're still right where you need to be. You are expanding. Stop trying to control the situation. Stop trying to control your vibration. Stop trying to control the law of attraction. Your vibration is meant to fluctuate. It's meant to fluctuate so that you can expand. Understand that. It's meant to go up and down. You're meant to be on a roller coaster. You're meant to be bipolar. Don't go to a doctor to try to get diagnosed for being bipolar, because guess what? The doctor is bipolar too. So understand, in your human experience, you are going to experience highs and lows all the time. Now, what will happen over time is that you will be more so the observer rather than the participant. You will be able to observe your emotions rather than be a victim to them or a slave to them. You'll be able to experience this three-dimensional reality from a five-dimensional perspective. That's where you're going. But you're not there yet. So don't try to force yourself to be. Don't try to force yourself to be. Don't keep kicking yourself in the butt when things aren't working out the way you want them to work out. Just be like water. Let the universe move you and move with the universe. And that awareness helps you to detach. When you see the contrast, understand that that's the universe working it out. That is the universe working it out. Let it happen. Even if it's uncomfortable, just let it happen. Because again, you are being called to feel worthy in spite of the contrast. You're being called to self-love in spite of the contrast. You're being called to feel your abundance in spite of the contrast. That is where your power lies. Your power does not lie outside of you. It lies within you. And what will happen is the more you solidify that awareness and that knowing, your exterior experience is going to replicate that. But you got to get it on the inside first. And you're getting better at that. You're getting better and better and better at that. We are so very proud of humanity at this moment, and there is a huge celebration. Stop feeling ashamed. Stop feeling lackful. Stop feeling like you're doing something wrong. Stop trying to please other people. Stop letting people put you in hell. Stop letting people tear you down. Talk to your higher self. Consult with your higher self. Consult with the God in you. Ask that all-knowing intelligence what you should do. So, have fun in this experience. And let the law of attraction do what it's supposed to do. Let your vibration do what it's supposed to do. Just let it do what it's supposed to do. When you're having a bad day, have a bad day. It's all right. Don't try to force yourself out of feeling bad. If you feel crappy, feel crappy. Embrace it. You're not going to stay there. You're going to come out of it more and more and more and more. And you'll realize in your journey, those crappy days are going to be more fleeting. Just as soon as it comes, it'll go. As you begin to expand, as your DNA begins to, unlock, as more light begins to permeate your human body, you're going to experience less discomfort in the quote-unquote negative experience or experiences. So, don't try to control, relax, and be loved.